Welcome back to the Passage Podcast. Today we're going to be looking into a beautiful prayer for guidance found in Psalm 25, verses 4 and 5. Let's start by reading it together. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. On you I will wait all the day. These words are more than just a request for direction. They are a deep expression of the trust and surrender that David had toward God. David the psalmist here is asking the Lord to, quote, guide him. But he's also placing a complete reliance or faith, if you will, on God's wisdom and timing. I think many of us can relate to David's prayer here. In life, we oftentimes face moments of uncertainty, times when we desperately need to know which way to go, what decision to make, or even how to handle a difficult situation. David doesn't just ask God here to show him any way, as in any and every way. He asks for God's ways. There's a huge difference, you see, between our own ideas of what is best on the one hand and God's perfect guidance on the other. You know, I'm mindful of the words of Jeremiah, as recorded in Jeremiah 10:23, which say, O Lord, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man who walks to direct his own steps. Back to our passage. In verse 4, David asked God to, quote, show me your ways, O Lord. He recognizes that God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. It's an acknowledgement that only God knows what is best and which path for us to walk. In verse 5, David continues by asking the Lord to, quote, lead me in your truth and teach me. David didn't just want to know God's path. He wanted to be taught. It's a humble reminder to all of us that we need God's ongoing instruction, not just a one-time answer. This is why being in God's Word daily is so important to the Christian. It's through the Scriptures that we read and study every day that God reveals His truth to us and helps to shape our mind and to guide our hearts. So how do we apply this passage to our lives today? I think there are three key things we can learn from David's prayer here in Psalm 25, 4 and 5. Number one, seek God's direction daily. Just like David, we need to actively ask God to show us His ways. Prayer, along with Bible study, Bible reading, should be a part of our daily practice as we seek to walk in His paths. Number two, be open to God's teaching. It is not enough just to simply ask for direction. We need to be teachable or moldable. We need to learn to be open to God and be willing to correct things that may be off course in our life whenever necessary. Number three, and as always, I think most important, wait on God's timing. David says, on you I wait all the day. You know, sometimes God's guidance does not come quickly. It doesn't come immediately as we'd like. But waiting on Him is an act of trust, another way of saying faith or belief in Him, because His timing is always perfect. God's ways are always the best ways. His truth is the firm foundation upon which we can both stand and trust. So as you go through your day to day, remember that God is ready to lead you if you'll only seek Him. But be willing to learn and patiently wait. His timing is perfect. Stay faithful, my friend.